Recently, I had my 12-volt battery replaced because it failed the load test and it died twice during the holiday season. I recorded some behaviors of the 12-volt battery prior from it being replaced and also after the replacement of the DC to DC converter due to the safety recall. In this video, I will show you the videos recorded and the behaviors of the battery, and hopefully this gives you some insights and opens up a discussion. Hey, it's LSFD here today, and today I'm here to show some videos I've recorded prior to getting the DC to DC converter change due to the safety recall and the 12-volt battery change because my 12-volt battery failed the load test and the dealership replaced it under warranty. And if you haven't watched those videos, I will put a link in the description below and a card at this point of the video so that you can watch those and get some background on what happened. I'm no 12-volt battery expert, so I'll have to rely on some folks who know more than I do about the system. This just shows my observations and what I think about what is happening during the situations that I'm going to be showing. So let's get to it, and then at the end, I'll do some conclusions. So I just remote started the car. I came in the car, unlocked it, and you see that it's not in ready mode. So one thing I'm just curious about is, if it's in ready mode, if it's actually non-ready mode, what happens to the 12-volt battery? So right now you can see I plugged my meter in, it says weak. So when I remote start, there's no ready mode, and it actually has a weaker battery. So I'm gonna go in and now start the car. You can see the voltage now increases to 14.19, and now you see it's good. So meaning, if you have a weak battery, if you remote start, it's possible that you will be killing your 12-volt battery. I don't know if this is valid or not, but definitely something that we need to look into. So I'm going to turn off the air conditioning, the heat, and see what happens. So nothing really changes. It's still 14.1. Okay, so one thing to note is really, when you're in ready, definitely you have 14 volts going to the 12 volt and it's reported good. But when you're actually in remote start, it looks like it's only good. It actually is only 13. So right now I have the heat turned on, and you can tell that I've actually driven a little bit, 4 minutes away, and I'm still in ready mode. And then now look at the voltage, it's 13.62. It's fluctuating, it's going up and down. Let me go and turn off the AC. You can see now it's back to 14. So definitely another thing to look into. So in auto, AC comes back on, it still gets to 14, and then my headlights are on, so I'm going to turn it to, there's no way to really turn it off, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. But definitely right now I'm looking at 13.9 and 14 range. So definitely it's going to 13 and 14 range right now. So I'm gonna let it idle a little bit just to make sure it gets charged up, and I'll come back because I have to go and shovel the snow today because it snowed this morning. Alright, so now it's been right now 21 minutes. Okay, 21 minutes it's been on. It seems like the cabin is warm to 20 degrees Celsius, and now we're about 14.2. So you can see that when the heat is on, it actually will drag some of that battery as well. So right now, you can see it's still on in ready mode, and we are at 14.18. Okay, I have the headlights on right now, so I am going to go and exit my garage and then see when it's off, does that make any difference? So right now it's still 14.12. Okay. All right, so right now headlights are off. I'm at 23 minutes. Let me go down and look. I'm at 14.2322. Okay, so it still fluctuates around 14.1 and 14.2. Okay, now I'm going to drive it back in and have the light on, and let's see what happens. I'm just going to put it down. Okay, the light just turned on. Okay, so it's still 14.2. Okay, I'm going to crash in it, so I have to stop. Okay, now back on. Parking brakes on, 14.15. So it seems like it doesn't impact when you're having it on. Okay, so my next thing I want to do right now is I want to turn off the car and go into accessory mode. Yes, I will have to charge my 12 volt just in case after this. So I'm going to power off the car. So you can see now it's 12 and it drops to bad. Okay, I'm going to open the door, powers off. Now I'm going to go to accessory mode. So right now accessory mode, it's only 11.48. It's actually bad. Not very good. Okay, power off. Everything's off. Follow me on Instagram at LSFT Videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX 450H Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, and or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. Alright, so right now I've actually remote started. This is after the 12 volt battery has been replaced. It's -1 outside. You can see that it's not in ready mode right now. And same thing, the trip duration has not changed, has not been updated. And now I'm looking in here, you can see that it says good, 12.89, and it has the battery icon. So what does that mean? So it means it's actually not charging the 12 volt battery. It's actually utilizing the 12 volt battery to remote start. So it seems like it's very inconsistent. I don't know, is it when you remote start, if your battery is low, it will turn on the DC to DC to actually charge it up? It really doesn't say here. But at this point, you can see here, I have good battery after the 12 volt battery has been replaced. Now it's 12.8889 fluctuating. And you can see that it has the battery icon, meaning it's using the 12 volt battery to do the remote start. So now you can see that it actually now changed to the engine, and now it's 13.89, which means it looks like it actually now alternated to the DC to DC converter, and now it says good, and it actually now start charging that 12 volt battery. I don't know, is this because when I actually enter the car, it turns on the screen, the infotainment screen, and it uses more juice, so that it actually has to switch over to use the DC DC to actually recharge the 12 volt battery. Alright, so now you can see that I'm in the car. Now I'm going to start the vehicle. Okay, so I'm going to go here and start the vehicle. Alright, now when we come down here, it shows 13.9, so it doesn't really make that big of a difference. The only difference is when I turn off the heating system, it goes back to 14.1.2 range. All right, so definitely remote start seems to be half and half. If your battery is good, I think it uses the battery and then it starts switching over to the DC to DC to recharge your 12 volts once it gets to a certain level. I don't know, is it when I actually start getting into the car where it has a higher consumption, meaning it requires more juice, and then that's when it switches over, or how it actually works. Alright, so right now I'm at 14.1.2 range because I have no heating on. Car is on in ready mode. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to power off the car, and this is after the 12 volt battery has been replaced. Alright, so I'm going to power it off, go into accessory mode, and then let's see what happens. So now I'm powering it off. Everything gets powered off, alright, because I've actually turned off accessory mode. And then now I have power, so this now goes into accessory mode. So you can see right now it's at 12.656 range. All right, so this is accessory mode, and it's using the 12 volt battery, and it still says weak. All right, so next mode is now ignition on, even weaker. It's now 11.8. Now I'm powered on in ready mode. And now you can see it goes to 13.8 and now starting to creep up. And now it's at 14.2526. So you can see that it's actually pumping more juice to the 12 volt battery at this point. Heating is off. All right. So I want to turn heating to auto. So you see that the heating has kicked in. Now it's at 13.8. So definitely a little bit different, but I think it's very similar trends here. So if I power off the heating now, it goes back at 14.25. So now, because I played around with this, I'm going to have to let the car just run in the garage. Good thing is it's a plug-in hybrid, so the gas engine will not turn on. I still have a lot of range, and I highly suggest people who actually have the hybrid not to do this because the gas engine will kick in and it's not safe to keep it in a closed garage. So what do you think about these clips? The behavior is definitely a little bit different after the DC to DC converter was done, but also the 12 volt battery voltage differed as well. Too bad the temperature was different in the two different times that I did this test, and I wasn't able to replicate it as well. So it's just a good point of reference. We all know that if the car has the ready light on, the DC to DC converter will supply a higher voltage to the 12 volt, allowing it to charge. When it's in remote start, the car is not in ready mode, so you don't see that ready light, right? But the voltage seems to still charge the 12 volt battery. So you can see in the videos, the clips actually showed about 13-ish volts. And with that, it means that it still has enough charge to the battery. And I think when we turn on and turn off the heating system, that explained why in remote start, it's in the 13s and not in the 14 volt range. Because it's trying to warm up the car, and definitely it's 13-ish volts rather than the 14.1 and the 14.2. And then you also notice that when we did the remote start, the engine icon was showing, which means it's actually charging the battery and not just using the 12 volt battery. So we definitely now know that the voltage of the charge is lower when you have the heating system. So if you'd really drive short distances, probably turning off the heat and just resisting the cold probably would actually help charge the battery a little bit more instead of actually heating it up, and by the time you're at the destination, it didn't do anything, but it also didn't charge your 12-volt battery as much as it should. So once the cabin is actually warmed up, we did notice that it went back up to 14.1, 14.2 range, and it is the normal voltage when you actually drive the vehicle. Okay? So the accessory mode, when you saw where before the battery was changed, it dropped to 11.45, which was the lowest, which means it's bad and it's almost dead. So from what we see here, I think these are good points of references, but I still haven't decoded everything about the 12-watt battery because I probably need to plug in meters to actually see what happens in whatever situations, and that will be a lot of work to do. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.